You are watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and this, in case you can't tell by the title of the video, is another DVD collection video. And this time I will be talking about my Nicktoons collection. As a kid, I absolutely loved Nickelodeon. They had like at least 2 decades worth of absolute gold. However, I think that the channel has severely declined nowadays, and it's very sad to see. But I'm going to start off with some stuff that I've already shown in previous videos, and that's these Invader Zim DVDs. This is, of course, Volume 1. Then right here we have Volume 2, these 2 discs. And then Volume 3. Oh, I mixed that up. Volume 1, then 2 here, and then 3. For somehow 3 and 1 got switched, but whatever. Now, this is the Invader Zim Special Features disc, which actually originally only came with the house set, but I bought this used because the house set is super expensive to get because it's out of print. Then there's the back of the case, and the disc itself. Then here's my Invader Zim comic book. Again, I'm skimming through the Invader Zim because I've shown each of these actually in different videos, which I'll probably link in the description. But there's the back of it. And of course, a look inside. Although brief. And not very centered, and I apologize. Next up, we have Rugrats. And here's Season 1, which, again, the seasons were actually an Amazon exclusive. There's Rugrats Season 1. There's the back of the case. And all the discs look pretty much identical to that with a different number, and that's the only difference. See? See what I mean? Now here's Decade in Diapers. I bought this specifically because it has the Rugrats pilot episode, and it's the only way to get it. And there's the back of the case, and the disc itself. And here we have one of the all-grown-up DVDs. Then Rugrats Search for Reptar for the PS1. There's the back of the case, and the disc itself. This was actually one of the first games I ever played as a child. And here we have the sequel, Rugrats Studio Tour, for the PS1 as well. And there's the back of the case, and the disc itself. And there's the under-the-disc art for Studio Tour, and the under-the-disc art for Search for Reptar. Now, I do want to mention that I do have a ton of Rugrats VHSs, but they're actually all in storage, so I don't have them with me. But as you can see, this is the Rocko's Modern Life Complete Series. It's the Shout Factory release, which is the only way it's been released, but still, at least on DVD. Now, unfortunately, these are the censored versions for the most part. It does include the banned episode Leapfrogs, though, but that was also included on Netflix. There's the back of the case. One thing I do like about these Shout Factory is that they release these, they release a lot of old cartoons and stuff, but their case design could use some work. You'll see what I mean when I open the case. If you can tell here, these have come off the little track here, and actually part of it's broken, so I have to kind of line them up every time I close the case. That happens with almost all my bigger Shout Factory cases. It's a common problem with them, but I still appreciate them for releasing these. Here's Hey Arnold, the complete series. I really do love this series. I know this is really a collection video, but I just kind of want to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I find that the best characters in Hey Arnold are actually a lot of side and minor characters like Brainy or Curly or Oscar, all really great characters. I actually think they're better than some of the main characters. But anyway, onto the collection some more, I guess. Now, the Hey Arnold set comes with 2 of these big old Shout Factory cases, and again, it suffers much the same problem. As you can see, this one's not quite as bad. It is still off of the alignment, and it is still broken. Same with this one, too. This one's a little bit more off the alignment than the other one. Here's Cat Dog, the complete series, again released by Shout Factory. Like I said, they're amazing for releasing these older cartoons, except Rugrats, which has only been on Amazon, but still. These smaller Shout Factory cases are usually okay, though. They don't break quite as easily if you're really careful. And there's the second set of them. Here we have Seasons 1 and 2 of Ren and Stimpy. The case claims it's uncut, but that's actually a bold-faced lie. There's the back of the case. The reason I say it's a lie is because there are several episodes that are still heavily cut. Yeah, unfortunately, the only way to actually get all the episodes uncut is with the German release, which contains the entire series, but it's incredibly expensive, so I haven't actually bought it yet. Not to mention, I already have all the US releases, so it kind of would duplicate it, but yeah, anyway, I'll show the inner stuff now. There's the individual cases themselves. Now, to be fair, there are still a few episodes that actually did get uncut, such as Powdered Toastman and Sven Hoek, but like I said, still many of them are censored, so it is, like I said, a lie to claim it's uncut. Now, the second Ren and Stimpy set, which again is the censored versions, but at least this one doesn't lie to you, because it doesn't say uncut anywhere on the box. So this is Seasons 3.5-ish. It's basically Season 3 and the first half of Season 4. And again, there's the individual cases. Now here we have the final set of Ren and Stimpy in the US, at least of the original series. Seasons 5 and some more of 4. which is the second half of Season 4 and all of Season 5. Once again, it is censored, but again, it doesn't lie to you on this one either, at least. And there's the individual cases. Now, again, I'm going to go off on another little tangent here. They fired John Kay from Nickelodeon because of like some of the darker episodes of Ren and Stimpy, like Man's Best Friend, which is altogether banned from Nickelodeon. But then they still continue to be kind of dark and fucked up in the later seasons, so it's kind of odd that they would fire him, yet they would still make the content very risque. And here we have Ren and Stimpy, the adult party cartoon, or as it likes to call itself on the set, the Lost Episode. Now that is actually a lie as well, to an extent. One episode on this set is actually a Lost Episode, and that's Ren Seeks Help, which they originally wrote back in '91. The rest here are all new with the exception of Man's Best Friend, which was actually included on the Seasons 1 and 2 set already anyway, but the adult party cartoon was the first time it aired on TV. And then the other exception is Fire Dogs is also included here because they have Fire Dogs Part 2 as part of this series. This series, I think, gets a lot more hate than it deserves. There's one episode that I don't like, and that's, I think it's I forget what it's called, but it's the one where they live in the spittoon. I actually talked about this in my most recent Random Thoughts. But there's the disc itself as well. And there's the second disc. And then here's a little personal thank you message from John Kay that he put in it to thank the fans for basically encouraging him to create a second series. It's really sad how unsuccessful this was because a lot of people actually hated it and it only got like 8 episodes. Now here's the movie Snow Day. Technically not a Nicktoon because it's a Nickelodeon movie that's live action, but I still really enjoyed it. Now to be fair, the adult party cartoon wasn't a Nickelodeon thing either, but it's still relevant. Here's the SpongeBob trivia disc, Factor Fishy. There's another Rugrats set, Snow White. There's the back of the case, and the disc itself. Now here we have Hey Arnold the movie, which again I think gets more hate than it deserves. I mean, people still like it, but they say how disappointing it was, and to be fair, it kind of is. But hey, at least they're making the Jungle movie next year, right? But yeah, there's the back of the case, and the disc itself. Now here we have Good Burger, another Nickelodeon movie. This is based off the All That sketch of the same name. There's the back of the case, and the disc itself. Now again, this is cheating because this isn't technically a Nicktoon, but it is a classic Nickelodeon sitcom, and that's Kenan and Kel. This is the first of the 2 DVD sets. This is the best of Seasons 1 and 2. Again, this is an Amazon exclusive, and it's the only way to get Kenan and Kel on DVD is this set, and then the second set, which is the best of Seasons 3 and 4. There we go. Now, I'm going to go off on another little tangent here, because, frankly, this is... I did talk about this in my last rant, but this is exactly the shit I'm talking about. When things don't get released in their entirety, it's bullshit. It's the best of Seasons 1 and 2. Not the complete Seasons 1 and 2, no, it's the best of. It's fucking bullshit when stuff doesn't get released in its entirety. And it drives me absolutely insane when you get best of sets. For instance, Rugrats Season 2 was originally released as a best of set as well, before they later changed it after, you know, popular demand, let's call it. Now, I am aware that you can get the full seasons on Amazon, but when I purchase something, as I mentioned before, I like to have a physical, tangible thing for my means of purchase. Now, I have made a few exceptions in the past. For instance, I bought a few Megas XLR episodes on Xbox Video, for instance. I do have my exceptions to the rule, and I actually did buy one episode of Kenan and Kel from iTunes, like, forever ago on my iPod. But, this is not the way to do a DVD release, and it drives me absolutely insane. It's better than nothing, so I'm happy to have it, but at the same time, I really hate it when episodes get left off. Moving swiftly on, we have Are You Afraid of the Dark? Freaky Favorites. Now, I've actually shown this in another video as well. Now, again, this is an incomplete set. It's just Freaky Favorites. It's a little compilation set, which I'm not a fan of either. However, this was really cheap at a pawn shop, so I bought it. And as far as I know, all of the Are You Afraid of the Dark DVDs are at least somewhat rare, but I could be completely wrong on that, so I bought it on a whim. I haven't actually watched it yet, but this show is very similar to Goosebumps or Tales from the Crypt in structure. It's kind of a horror anthology series for kids. Not that Tales from the Crypt is for kids, that's far from it, but you know what I mean. Now, I actually just barely bought this second issue of Invader Zim Volume 2 here. I haven't actually read it all the way through yet. Once I do, I will actually do a full review. But there's that for you. Interestingly enough, I totally forgot that A Series of Unfortunate Events was a Nickelodeon movie. I fucking love this movie. But yeah, I saw this little logo on the bottom, Nickelodeon Movies. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Nickelodeon, isn't it? So, there's that as well. This case has seen better days. Now, this next one actually isn't mine, it's Snowman's, and I've shown it in a previous video before, too, and that's the Avatar The Last Airbender Complete Series. And there's the back of the case, and the individual cases. Now here's the sequel series, which is also Snowman's, The Legend of Korra. Book 1, Air, Book 2, Spirits, Book 3, Change, and Book 4, Balance. He also has these Avatar comics. Now here we have SpongeBob Sea Sponge, a very nostalgic PS1 game that I used to play all the time, and have started playing again not that long ago. And there's the back of the case, and the underdisc art. The game is actually in a PS2 somewhere in the house, I'm not sure where. I think that about does it for this video, so again, I'm Fugitive Red Eye, and if you enjoyed the video, let me know. Obviously, if you want to see more of these sorts of videos, let me know in the comments, and as always, you have a great day.